Hello, hello.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Around a little bit. What is the craziest conspiracy theory that you guys have come across?
No.
Oh, and here he is. Here's Sam.
Oh wait, why am I not on the thing?
There we go. He's on it. You gotta put your face on there, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that, man.
I think you just gotta share your camera. But
I think I
hey guys, thanks for pouring in.
Oh, we're
Guess
live on
it's
YouTube,
gone
by the way.
offline. Perfect. Hold on a second. What's up, buddy?
So we're live on YouTube, by the way.
Awesome. So everybody on YouTube, we're just trying to get Sam into this show here. Here we are, I think. All right, we're counting him in, guys, and we're going to start going. There he is. Sam the man.
What's up?
All right, guys. So welcome to What Do You Got podcast here. We're going to be covering some of the conspiracy theories, like I said before. We're going to be talking about trying to debate whether these are just conspiracy theories or if they're actual hidden history from us. So first up, I want to ask you how you doing, Sam. How you been? It's been a while since we've done an actual show together.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. Yeah, I guess I'm excited to talk about whatever you got, man.
Oh, yeah, me too, for sure. So one of the first things that I'm going to bring up for everybody here, including Sam and myself. So we have the fallen angels in the book of Enoch. So when talking about the fallen angels, a lot of people believe this, a lot of people don't believe this, right? This is a very gray area in a lot of religious text. This is the story of many different names upon, the book of Enoch and other texts, but let's just say there was a hierarchy of the heavens. God wanted these people to kind of be the watchers, obviously with the name of the title there, over the earth. They kind of conspired together and they fell in love with the beautiful women of Earth and wanted to go down and mate with them, which was a big no-no. So they went down there, started doing that. Then they had the idea to spread all the ancient knowledge. So, and to put this into perspective, the big reason for these watchers to be there were to watch humanity kind of gradually evolve on, right? When it comes spiritually, physically, when it comes to technology, religion, everything, right? But these watchers came down and told them, all the tales of war, shared weapons technology with them, and just kind of how heaven worked. So people went crazy with this, and God obviously went crazy with his top angels kind of disrespecting him and going to do that, right? So in the midst of them sleeping with all the women and sharing all this technology, the world begins to fill with hate, anger, confusion, kind of like it is now. There's also born these mixed breed of angel humans. Some people like to think of them as the Anunnaki from Nibiru, coming down and creating these half human, half entity beings, right? And in these books, they're talked to be giants made of rocks, fire, air, water, etc. God then took all the watchers and flooded the earth, killing everybody, which is the great flood that we all know about. This is kind of Noah's tied into this as well, with him being born to start humanity after the great flood, and he was of purest form. But yeah, so that is a little theory that I kind of came across. Some people think of it as a theory. Some people think of it as truth. Some people think of it as just a story being told, right? What do you think?
What do I think?
What do you think, buddy?
I think it's entirely possible.
Do you?
Yeah, I guess.
The thing is with that is, like, obviously it's really hard to get a grasp on when it comes to this stuff, just because if you don't believe, you don't believe. But thinking that there are these evil beings that were granted, control of the entire world and the influence over it, it's pretty crazy.
So now, do you actually believe any of this?
I think that there is some truth in the word. You know what I mean? Maybe not to the exact amount of it being like giants and stuff like that, but you never know. So, and like Pinky Doll said here, one of the followers or people in the comments, he's heard a couple different stories regarding the flood. So, there's a lot of different stories out there. If anyone has any opinions on that, please feel free to let us know.
Yeah, man. It's definitely an interesting theory. I know you made some videos about it that were, really good.
Thanks.
Yeah, we've probably talked about this before. It was probably like aliens, that they were writing about. Jesus was probably an alien, A
lot of people do think that. It's crazy that people kind of try to separate themselves from one or the other and their depictions, because it very well could be aliens, could be the Anunnaki from planet Nibiru.
So now, do you think it's possible that all human religion was invented as a form of control by alien overlords by any chance?
It could be. I think people spend their whole lives just wondering why, and a lot of people just create their own, endings, like solutions to things, right? But I don't know if it was a way to control everybody. I think that it has been manipulated in a way to control people, for sure. Like, we know Easter just passed. So if anybody had the TV on and was on the History Channel, you saw the show Killing Jesus, or maybe you watched Passion of the Christ, or maybe you went to church, or whatever. There's along that, there's a lot of tales, a lot of scenes where the church is corrupt, right? They are using their platform to control people, which obviously is not what you want to do. I feel like people manipulate that, but I don't know if it was intended for manipulation, maybe for praise, There are a lot of sayings of gods, let's say Greek gods or the Nordic gods or whatever, right? Let's say Thor. So Thor gets his power from people saying his name and believing in him, kind of like Santa Claus, So the thing is, um, like people, like these gods come down and they want people to say their names, want them to believe in them. They want sacrifices for them to gain power, right? Or to kill other gods to gain power. So I think that when they came down, they may have manipulated people, for sure, a way for them to get power. I don't know if it was for power over us or to just gain power for themselves.
Right.
If that makes sense at all.
No, I mean, that makes sense. I think that, the entire point of religion is to control people, so.
And why do you think that?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious. If you look at the Old Testament of the Bible, it's all about, like, the 10 Commandments, like, don't kill people, don't do this, don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, every religious text is telling you how to live your life in this way or that way.
Okay. Fair enough. Or do you think it was kind of like a base guidelines of like a relationship? So I think it was the Urantia book. Don't quote me on that if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I've read so much in the last couple of weeks. But it talks about how there was a great division during the time of the flood, right? From the separation from the mortal world that we live in, up to the fourth dimension, and from like the spiritual, powerful, godly entity world, right? But the fallen angels kind of got locked here. Therefore, this might actually be hell, right? So if you think about it in that way, when there was communications in the birth of religion, when these texts were being written, who's to say that these aren't kind of just the guidelines of you give me this and I give you that? You know what I mean? If you act a certain way, I will in return give you this. Because all it was sacrifices. If gods wanted power and humans wanted money or water or food or buildings or whatever, obviously they'd communicate with these things, and it's just the base guidelines. I don't think it's a full control thing. I think humans did that to ourselves, to be honest with you. Like we gained power and riches and we saw what these gods were doing, so then we wanted that for ourselves. In lies and in comes kind of the Tower of Babel story where everything gets confused. So at this point, this is pre-flood. Let's say after the fallen angels have started messing with us again, they build, like humanity gets together, they're all speaking one language at this point, and then they build a giant tower that's supposedly to reach the heavens. God doesn't like that. He's obviously the all-time, all-powerful creator. God didn't make humans to create. That is his job. So humans are making this, which is kind of like a rebellion, so to speak. It's just for notoriety, to show people around the world that we can create this. It's kind of like a human's version of a mountain, so to speak, right? God strikes it down. They try to rebuild it again. And he's like, you know what? Not going to happen. He spreads people all over the world, strikes the tower down again, and confuses all of them, changing their languages. So therefore now, from where everybody else is, like across the world, they're trying to talk about and retell the story of religion, of how it is. No one understands each other. People are writing in text that you don't know how to read. You know what I mean? You're just translating it to the best of your ability. Therefore, things come out differently. Therefore, religions all are different. But I don't think, anyways, back to that, the main question, no. I don't think that it was
I don't even know what the main question was.
It was, do you think religion was made to control people?
Oh.
Which I think people try to control people. I think religion may have started out as just a way of communication. And like, you have to do these things, be this way, spiritually, mentally, physically, to be able to gain access to this stuff and give us what we want when we want it for the right things.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a good theory.
Mm-hmm. But there's one other theory I did want to go over here. we started up late. We were only able to go till 9:30 because we have a not safe for air call-in show. So anybody that's on here, shoot over to Not Safe for Air's channel here in a second. We're going to be taking live call-ins and everything. So if any of you have any type of stories having to do with UFOs, cryptids, strange entities, ghost spirits, anything like that, please call in. We want to hear your stories. But one last thing that kind of connects to this, I want to bring up to you, Sam, and everybody else, is egg theory. So forget everything that I just said about religion, because this throws everything out the window to some extent. So this is written on Reddit. I'm going to read you this straight off of Reddit. And it's kind of written in story form so everyone can understand it. I did make a TikTok where I kind of dumbed this down a little bit. So if you guys want to watch that after the episode, please feel free. But this is egg theory. So you were on your way home when you died, and it was a remarkable car accident, but super fatal. You left a wife and 2 children behind, but it was a painful death. The EMTs tried their best to save you, but they couldn't. Yeah. Your body was utterly shattered and you were better off. Trust me. And that's when you met me. You asked, where am I? You died, I said. No point in mincing words. There was a truck. It was skidding. Yep. You died. But you don't feel bad about it. Everybody dies, I said. You looked around. There was nothingness. Just you and me. What is this place? Is this the afterlife? More or less, I said. Are you God? Yep, I'm God. My kids, my wife, what about them? Will they be all right? That's what I like to see. You just died and your main concern's for your family. That's good stuff. You looked at me with fascination. To you, I didn't look like God. I just looked like some man, or possibly a woman. Some vague authority figure, maybe. More of a grammar school teacher than an almighty. But don't worry, you'll be fine. Kids will remember you and everything. So what happens now? Do you go to heaven or hell? Neither. You'll be reincarnated. The Hindus were right, but all religions were right. So walk with me. You followed along as we strolled through the void. Nowhere in particular. It's just nice to take a walk while we talk. So what's the point, you asked? When I get reborn, am I just a blank slate? A baby? So all my experiences and everything I did just won't matter? No. You have within you all the knowledge and experiences of your past lives. You just don't remember them right now. I stopped walking and took you by the shoulders. Your soul is more magnificent, beautiful, and gigantic than you can possibly ever imagine. A human mind can only contain a small fraction of what you are. It's like sticking your finger in a glass to see if it's hot or cold. You only put a tiny piece of yourself into that vessel. And when you bring it out, you feel like you've gained all the experiences it had, but you didn't. So what? You've been a human for the past 10, 20, 30, maybe 40 years. How many times have you been reincarnated? Lots and lots. In lots of different lives. This time around, you could be Joe Biden. Maybe next time, Donald Trump. Yeah, you could be sent back in time as well, or even forward in time. Time, though, only exists in our universe. Things are different where I come from. I come from somewhere else. And there are others like me. But you don't want to know what it's like there. But honestly, you probably wouldn't understand. It may let you down. But if you get reincarnated enough times, you may see it. But you may run into yourself. It happens all the time. And with both your lives only aware of their own lifespan, you don't even know what's happening. You know? So, and at the end of it all, you experience every life that ever has been, ever will be, and that was ever thought of. Because at the end of the day, you're a God fetus, and your whole purpose in this life is to mature and to add from the egg, which is the universe, which is yourself, to become a creator. So that is egg theory.
Wow.
Pretty much just, yeah, it's the thought that you are everything and everybody, and the whole purpose of your existence is to live through every experience that can ever be had. So you have all the knowledge to be the God that you were supposed to be. Which still living every single life in its entirety, of the beginning of time to the end of time, is still shorter in the grand scheme of eternity of what you spend as a God.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty dope philosophical, thought exercise.
But yeah, I mean, that's all that I have for what he got today, for bringing up some crazy topics and trying to figure out if it's real or fake. But my last thing on the egg theory, I'm gonna take a vote. Not real.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more of like a thought exercise. I think it's more of like a philosophical idea than like a real theory about. Because I think it's from a book, isn't it?
Yeah. Egg theory is from a book.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, it's a good story, but yeah, I don't think that that's how it works.
Yeah, no, I know.
But
guys, thank you for joining in. We're gonna hop over to Not Safe for Air Collins show. So if you guys want to be a part of that, share your stories, share your experiences. We're looking forward to talking to y'all. Talk soon.
Bye.
Boom.
Okay. There we go. Do you want to say bye to YouTube or?
That absolutely sucked doing that in 15 minutes.
Okay, we're still live on YouTube.
Oh, cut it.
Are we done?
Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks, guys.
All right. Yep. Bye.